Hello and welcome to another episode of Prototech Pursuit. We are here at episode 30, and in the last episode we captured that giant logistics facility, and we have since ground the entire thing down and put it into our cargo containers. And we got so much great loot out of that. Not only did we get these two sort of Corvette things, little gunships that have this artillery in the center, but we also got more Prototech. We got a large block refinery, and we got a small block thruster. Funny thing about this thruster, though. I placed it here, and I forgot to do something very important, which was to go and put a control panel on it right here and capture it. Claim the NPC grid. So after I had spent a good hour deconstructing the entire base, I looked around and then I was like, hey, where did my thruster go? And I was like, oh, crap, it despawned. And so, yeah, I rolled back the save and found a save where it was still there and claimed it quickly and then broke down everything. Oh, God, that was a lot of work. But, no, well, it was worth it. Today, you might have noticed, the keen-eyed among you, that we have another little section at the front. Yes, we are going to expand today. We are putting in another section to the platform, and we are going to go and expand out the platform in a way that is very important. We are going to finally take these ends here, where they sort of end abruptly, and we're going to properly bring them down and hook them back in to make this thing look like a giant floating Dockyard and not just a random platform. But first things first, we got to get a little bit of power because we are out of energy, and then we can start looking at our various things we need to do. So this front area is going to be living quarters, I believe. I have been stuck just being out in space for a while. I haven't really had a proper home to be in. I could go in the destroyer here, but now that I've done some of its changes and its retrofits, there is actually a hole in the ceiling right here, which leads out into space, so I can't pressurize this anymore. I can only just stay in my airlock and squat here, and this is like one of the few pressurized spaces I have. That and our little messenger cargo drone, whatever the hell this is, ship, its interior is pressurized, but doesn't even have a freaking airlock on it, so I have to lose an entire volume of air every time I open the door. So we are going to get a properly pressure sealed hull, and we are going to have a space where we can live. That is our goal for today. So I was just doing some planning out and looking at this and thinking, okay, we have a thruster here, unfortunately. I think we go right up to our thruster damage limit, which is a 2-block radius. So we got these 2 blocks here. So that means this block will not get barbecued, and that means wonderful things. And I believe, yeah, we're going to cut all this back as well. We're going to have it come right up to the edge here. So from here, we're going to fill this in with armor blocks. So I'm thinking this interior space here is just going to be 1 block tall. I don't need a lot of room here. I don't think. Like, I theoretically could fill in all the way up to here and have this entire thing be like 3 blocks in the interior and have a grand space inside, but I don't think I need it. if I just coat the floor like so, and let me just do the sort of the central area so we can get an idea. And then I do the same on the roof here. Yeah, it would be something like this. We'll have this entire space here, but it's not going to just be this floor. There will be a basement to this. There will be a subfloor. And it's going to be down here, and I believe overlooking the docking area. Wherever, like whatever ship we have in the dock, we're going to have a little bay down here where we can see that. And get rid of these turrets because they're going to be in the way of the docking bay in the future. And then, for example, I'm thinking, where do I want to put it? Somewhere right in line with this or right before this? Probably right before. We would have the walls like so. Possibly going to have to remove a few girders in order to make this work. And then we would have some windows. I think honestly bridge windows would work well down here too. We have some bridge windows like so, which I could do it that way, or I could hang them down this way either, or just honestly just windows. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. A 1x1 flat. We can get the slope variant of it there, and we just place it right there. And if you're standing here looking down, you'll be able to see down into that space. So that, I think, is going to be the concept. There's going to be a small room here, maybe a total of 5 wide or something on the interior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And it's going to have a staircase. It's going to come through the floor here somewhere. And you'll staircase down, and you'll be able to look out over top of the warship as it's in dock. I think that's going to look really good. Slap a few windows in here. I would just do the full 5 wide. Make a nice, good, wide area there. And then we can get some armor slope to the sides here. And then just walls along here to get ourselves a pressure vessel. And I believe these beams are actually going to be fine as part of this. Yeah, because that's not going to leak any gas through it. The only thing I'll have to worry about is these beams. In which case, I just need to make sure that they are completely enclosed in this space, right? Like, if I bring this space all the way back to here, and I bring this down here, and this space up here is going to be sealed as well, then those beams aren't going to be leaking. That's not going to be relevant. Down there will be sealed. Ooh. I actually kind of like that. I'm going to seal this up. See what it looks like. Because I don't even need to have little bits of roofing in here, right? I can have this area be too tall except for these beams. I mean, I could remove the beams as well, but they kind of look nice. And then I have this bit coming back all the way to here. Seal that up. And then on the flooring, we're not going to do a full block because that's too much. We can do a half block. Start this off with a corner of some kind. We have these corners, yes, that ramp down, but are the full block. I can put those on the 4 corners here of this space. And then go to key 5 here and do the 2x1 tips all along here. Then fill in this space in the middle with just slabs, which will keep this nice and thin. No need to waste excess resources here. Just slab it up. And I'll sneak inside here on the last one. Close it up. Ooh. Maybe we make this a little bit bigger, but I'm not sure what else we would need to back down here. We're going to have just like a control seat, potentially a few LCDs, and we'll be able to see the dock, see how we're docking, and be able to control the platform from here where we have a good view. Potentially it's a little bit too close. Or potentially the wrong type of seat. I want a good seat where I've got good visuals, which might be the helm. Oh yeah, that's better. Now I can control the thing from down here and be able to maneuver myself into position to do a docking maneuver from down here. And then I'll be able to go back up some stairs here to be in this space, which will be the living quarters. Oh, I absolutely love it. I actually do absolutely love it. Let's just keep spreading out the armor blocks and fill in all this space here. Right. So that is the main section. We got the roof and the floor in position. So this would be how large we have to work with in the interior. Obviously, we're going to find some nice spaces to do various rooms. We're going to have to put some airlocks in here somewhere. But I think the first thing I want to do is get a little bit of the exterior shaping. And you can see I did a little bit of that here. I'm thinking we're going to do some... I want to do some beams across the top to sort of tie us in. So, because I want it to look like there's like a pressure vessel here, and we've got to like strap it in and hold it in, because this thing is designed to be not pressurized, just open amalgamations of stuff. But they slotted this thing in here. They like slid it in through the front, and now they've like strapped it into position with beams. That's the feeling I want to have here. And I do want to very quickly reposition this thing so that I can actually get some good light, because I can't see anything. So we'll plop down a helm and get this built up. Just very quickly pull the platform out from all of those other ships, so I don't have to worry about them when I start rotating here. And let's rotate. There we go. Now we can see the sun. Perfection. Now it's all shiny up here. There we go. That's so much better. Alright, so I'm thinking beams. We're going to put some beam blocks along here. And I'm thinking they're going to be every 3. Because we're going to have 1, 2, 3. Then a block. Then 1, 2, 3. And a block. So 3, 3, 3. 2 beams that would go across here. And how do I want to do these corners? I kind of wish I had these thruster clusters slightly in a different location. I want to do this a little differently, but I think I am kind of stuck in my ways here of what is available. So I actually think I might cut back this layer to do a little experimentation here. So I'm thinking on top of this block, we do a slope this way. And then here we do a slope up. No, we're going to do a flat, a slab. And then a block like that. And then I'm thinking this middle one, because the corner, that's going to be filled. This, I'm not sure if this will be a full block up. No, I'll just remove it for now, but that is 100% going to be a full block here. And then we're going to need some windows here. Now the question is, what type of window? We can just do a regular old window wall in these sections. We can go, say, like, window left, window wall, window right, and do 3 sections, because we've got the 3 bits here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we have this pattern going here. But when we get to the beams, do the beams go over it somehow? The beams maybe go down into it like that? No. I mean, that could work. I wonder if the beams are even just fine as do this. And then there should be the small corner beams like that. And then we've got a full block there. Full block. Within another set of windows. A right. A left. And a wall. And then totally repeat that entire process on the underside as well, cutting it back slightly so that this looks more rounded and looks more pressure vessel-y rather than just a box. It's always a great thing in order to get your designs looking a little bit better is to unboxy them. All you need to do is just round the corners, and it looks better already. I just wonder if I should actually continue this beam all the way through. Could I have a way for this beam to sort of strap around the outside? I wonder. There are half beam blocks like this. I could have that block be not there. That could be a full-on beam there and there, and then a full beam block inside. Maybe? I don't know. It could work. It's too bad there isn't like a 45-degree beam block. Or is there? Something where that interior bit is on an angle a little bit. Nothing that is going to fill that space appropriately, unfortunately. But I mean, I could fully armor that corner too. It just sucks that there's that little gap there. That's annoying! What to do there? Alternatively, I do put a full armor block here, and I just beam a little bit further out. So I do my halve and my halve, and I do a slope like that. And I got that little thing. But I think that's just a bit too much. Yeah, it's just a bit too much. I think how we had it before was good. But that definitely does make it look like nice and bulbous on the sides. Then we can just go along here and we can strap down this thing. I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll drop the slopes down to halves to save on resources, and then we're going to do another sort of coating on the top here in slabs. That is incorrect. There. And you should be there. Getting that all strapped down, and then we put the other bases on the other side. And then I think we do the same again with armor blocks, but maybe reverse. So where these are coming down to come to the halfway, these will be sort of poking upwards to come to halfway. Come to the half block.
Energy low.
Energy's low. But we can do this as just an extra coating. And again, it gives that sort of like bulbous feeling to it a little bit. That it's sort of expanding out into this area, and that there is like a pressure vessel that it is be using in that area. This is not bad for just like texture greeble sort of thing. We can definitely put some more doodads and stuff like that in the future. Maybe paint some of this. But I think for texture-wise, this works quite well. And of course, I can go through and greeble this a bit better in the future. But at the bare minimum, this is looking pretty decent in terms of it looking like it's a pressure vessel that is being strapped into the system here. It's like these beams are embedded into the roof, holding it in position. Yeah, that's gonna look good. And now we can start thinking a little bit about the interior layout of this place. Because I think the best thing to do would be to have... We can have one large airlock here. Like if we grabbed the doors, we could put a sliding door here and a sliding door here. And I'm thinking... Is there a way I can set these up so that these are linked? Like if I'm going in or out of either one of these doors, will the airlock function properly? I wonder if that works. If I might screw it up really badly, the airlock. Might just have to do the single doorway. I'm not sure. I definitely need to use this port here, but I guess I can also pull out conveyor access from anywhere along this at the bottom. But it might be easier to have a single door set up somewhere. Although I do like the idea of just walking along here and walking straight in. But I could have that be over on these sides instead. I could have a... Oh, I could do this. Get the catwalk out. And I could totally have a catwalk that turns into a doorway that is going that direction, maybe. Like so. I can make this work. There's ways to do this. Because what I can do is I could do a tip like this into a full block like that. But then this window is basically part of the airlock. Nah, it's not going to work. I'm not sure where to put my airlocks. What I might have to do is I might have to drop the build and repair system, maybe. At least the one from right there. Because I'm not sure how I'm going to set up these airlock systems. I will have to think about it. In the meantime, I can just place a door there. I feel like I want to have a door there. I'd like to have like a double airlock system, however that works. Because then I can go and grab a vent and put a air vent right there. Right off the build and repair. And that would fill up the airlock. And I think that would work nicely. However, I eventually figure out how to do it. Fill in a couple of the holes here because I'm not pretty sure my staircase isn't going to be in the air vent. And then for our air lock, we can pull it back this way, make one giant lock with a door in the center here, like so. Of course, I can get these with like slopes and stuff to get a little bit more floor space. And pull it back this way eventually. So we have one giant airlock here, double exterior doors, one interior door. Come into my space. We'll have the staircase. If I can spell stairs is a very good thing. And they will be going down probably... What's the midway point? Midway point is here. So let's do it over these 3. Yes. That'll be good. That is in the center. We come down the staircase, then we're right to the cockpit. We can have a little bit more stuff back here, which would be like, I don't know. Maybe we can put some additional batteries or whatever in the ceiling. Do we need to... No, we don't need these 2 blocks there. So yeah, there's a bunch of room here where this ceiling... Oh, actually, we do need those blocks there. I forgot. This ceiling can have several holes in it. We can put all sorts of useful blocks in these spaces. Up here in the corners as well. I don't believe... Yes, these blocks are required. So we can fill that in there. And we have our lower bridge. Oh, and I should be able to, right? Somewhere here. That's the battery. Oh, I can totally do this. I take that fan down, and instead of just a small fan, although I'd like it to be a small fan, I could totally have a full fan up here, full air vent fan like so, right? And then just have one down this way as well. And that's pressurizing this space. Easy. Although now this thing is giant. That's okay. We can make our airlock even bigger if we need to. Because I can put a block there, and I can still use the staircase easily. And I can come here, and if I close this area will pressurize. Ah, so nice. And then I could have this be one block out further. Take the door, put it here, and then I could even sort of slope the airlock in a little bit like this. Yeah, I could totally do it that way. Yeah, that cuts down on the space out here. It gives me a little bit of room to maneuver around here, make this into a hallway of some kind to get back into this space. Plus, it gives me an okay space in here. Maybe even I'll put a refill on some of these here. which I do not have the interior plate. But I could totally put stuff like a armory. Yeah, they can go in these corners and fill it out quite nicely. Armory locker. Cut this part out of the ceiling. And put in an inset light. Gotta head back up here. Ooh, yes, this section in the center definitely needs a layer, so we do not see that inset light. Not there, because we will do a beam across there. This is looking pretty good. We can get into here. We can do a refill station on either both or one of these sides, so you can always come and do some refills if you need it. We can put on our suits, maybe put some lockers here, and then come on into the area here. Get some railings, so we're not going to accidentally fall down our staircase, because that would be bad. And then think about how else we want to lay out this space. Now for the entire front here, I think I also want to have some nice windows, but I'm not sure of. Probably just keep going on with the window triplets. But how would they work in these spaces? So there's 1, 2, 3, block 1, 2, 3. Oh, that would actually work quite nicely. So it would be that, then 1, 2, 3, and then here again, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and these are blocked off. That could work. That would match up to the spaces. Unfortunately, we are kind of not having a good space here for what would be a cockpit. I wonder if we just do like a viewport. We have viewports. We could do that. What else do we have for cockpits on large grid? I believe it's just the two, right? Just regular cockpit and industrial cockpit. I mean, realistically, I could just have a cockpit here. Although, I kind of think that looks a little ugly. So, we have bridge windows and bridge stuff, but that requires sort of like a slant back, and it looks kind of silly. I mean, we could have a little, like, bulbous section here, right? We could do a little, like, corner bridge and have a little sticky outy bit, but I don't think that's right. That doesn't feel right to me. I kind of feel like I want to have the helm right up against the window. Whatever it is, there's going to be a window right there. That's what I want to do. So what other windows do we have that do that? We can just put a window flat on the front of this. I can just put a flat window on it. That always works. But we do have these bay windows, and I haven't really used those before. And we could do what? The bay window dome right there. Which I believe we need to put some form of something here for it to grab onto, because it is requiring attachment points on its side. So we need to do like that, and then put a bay window there. Is that bay window dome? It's not bad. You get an okay view here. Of course, you're always going to be flying this in third person. It just looks a little so rinky-dink. It's like a little dot. I think I just have to accept the fact that maybe these aren't going to be properly spaced on this side. And I make this whole section here, whole 3 by section something. Take our helm, drop it back by 1, maybe just do the same thing, both windows, and do our 3x window here, and then just offset all these by 1 back this way. When I put these in as angled, we'll fix that. I mean, that would work. That's a not a very good viewing experience, but it definitely looks appropriate from the front. And we can get rid of those panels. I don't need them anymore. Then I can just continue going back with the 3x3s. Or even, I could do this one more. Do this here. Cut this back. Do the same over here. Utilize the full space across. And do a 5x5 window there. 3x3 windows everywhere else. I got 3 wide windows. So this definitely shows off that that area is the cockpit, and it is larger. This, jump back into the space, because once that builds up, this area should be pressurizable. And it's working on it. Yeah, this whole space is now sealed. Hell yes. Oh. And I could totally go through and I'll, like, say, swap these light armor blocks down to, say, slabs to make this wall a little bit simpler, make it a little more smooth. But maybe for the cockpit, we actually do want to have, like, a little bit of wall coming back and another door here leading into the cockpit area, because we want the cockpit to be sealed separately so that if the cockpit ever blows, then, you know, the whole system doesn't go down. I like it. I am loving how this is laying out so far. Now, I'm not going to go through and totally do the interior design here. This is going to take way too long. But we at least have the structure in place. We have all our windows on the outside. We're probably going to change these out to slabs to make them a little bit more flush with these windows. And the area is pressurized. We can come down the stairs here to our docking camera, like our docking area, where we can manually fly around to get a good docking situation. Yeah, we can close that up. That area doesn't have a vent, but it's just going to sort of... Actually, no, it does have a vent. It has the vent downstairs that's pressurizing that whole space. I can go out this way. It'll unfortunately undo this area, but that's because I haven't set up any airlock stuff. But that area is, I think, good for now. And we can start thinking about the arms coming down the sides, as that is going to be very interesting. And I'm going to, again, move the ship slightly, because I want light. We now have light. And we can think about where we want to put some landing pads and arms down the side of this thing. Now, I'm not going to build up the entire structure right now. I'm going to do one arm and a couple landing pads and show you guys what they're going to look like. And then I'll do the rest off camera, because this is going to take way too long. So the first one, I think, is going to be right here. And I have an idea of what I want to do with this thing. We can get out the beams, as that's going to be our main structure. And also pipes, as a conveyor pipe is going to be very useful. We can slice back that, because we don't need the junction there anymore. And what I think we're going to do is, this is the one. We're going to go 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll get our catwalks out as well. And at this middle part right here, this is where our catwalks are going to change. We're going to get a wall this way, and then we're going to get a staircase on either side up. Because up here is going to be our little landing pad. Grab some connectors. And for the piping, we're going to come out of here. And I think we're just going to tee it. Tee down. And then tee to the sides. Because I don't want to cut through this beam block. And we're going to come out the appropriate pipe we need in order for this thing to be a nice platform here. So I want this thing to be 5 by 7, I'm thinking. Somewhere around there. So it's going to be 1, so 1, 2, then the block, like the connector, then 1, 2, and then it's going to be further back this way, I believe. So I think potentially we could also go one more block further. We might go one block further. Might go do this conveyor pipe, and then we're going to corner up. And we're going to pipe up 1. And then throw a connector on it. Because potentially we'll move the staircases slightly. We might have it go a straight here with the walkways, and then we'll put the staircases on the other side of that. Because these platforms are going to start from a slope base like this, and just come up to a half armor block. Make myself a nice little ring there, and now I can go and do my armor shaping underneath. I believe it is group 7 that has what I need for this. Either this one or this one. This one's better. So now with this thing, I'm thinking a slightly oblong shape. Because that's a nice little 5x5 platform. Perfect for like a little fighter or something. But most ships are bigger than that. So why don't we go 7x5 in the main area. But a little bit longer on the sides. So in total, I believe this is 9x5 in the longest, but main section will be 7x5. And then I can do this block. There's like 0 uses for this block, but now I found one, and it's for these corners. Yeah, that's a decent sized little platform right there. That'd be perfect for some sort of small grid, like even a large or small grid ship would have more than enough room to land on this platform here. Yeah. And this connector though. Ooh, that connector I think is the only thing that is holding any of this platform on, right? Is the connection here to this thing solid enough, I wonder? Can I cut away this connector without the entire thing falling apart? Because I want to change this out to an inset connector. Let's see. Inside connector, go. It looks like everything has worked properly. Okay. It worked. Yeah. Then we just have to copy that on the other side here. All right. We have two nice little platforms. And so the plan is that with this one here, this center one here, and this one here, those platforms are going to be built off of those. So they're not going to be built off of like this one and the end ones, for example. But by doing them in these sort of like 2x2 pairs, there's still going to be a little landing platform in each like section, like here where there's the jump drives, but they're just not going to be centered there. They're just going to be little pairs. I think it's going to look good. And now we can actually land stuff there if we wanted to. We don't have to park our our railgun drones here. Not railgun, our assault drones. We could come over and nicely park up our assault drones on these platforms. Oh, but they have a small connector. Oh, that's not going to work. My mistake. I need to make changes. I'll do that in the future. I'll park this guy back in his little dock here. Maybe they do stay here, because this is where they get loaded with their ammo anyway. But at least we have some landing spots now. So the next thing is taking these arms down to all the way down here. We're going to make the sort of... You've seen this with some floating dockyards and stuff, where they have the arms that sort of sweep down like this and hook back, and the ship can be inside those. So I think this is going to just be a series of like slopes and stuff. So I'm thinking 5 at 45, some number down straight, 5 at 45 back again, and then another sort of 5 or 6 or whatever it is back towards the grid, and then we should be able to tie it all together. So that's 1 over and down, so 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then from here we plunge straight on down. Our sections, our sizes here are 7 by 11. So we're still going to have the 11 width because that's still what we have between these arms. So I wonder if we do the 7. We're going to go and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe one more. Maybe we have a I want to say a cross beam here. Not 100% sure if we have a cross beam all the way across, or even just a cross beam here, and that's it, just to sort of secure that section. Maybe like up here we have a cross beam here to secure that up. Oh no, because we're gonna have to run the conveyors through that. Yeah, we can't have a cross beam there. We have to run our conveyors through that section. So we do 7 down, and then we do a section here. So like a 3 by 3 area. 2, 3. Some kind of something here. I think that there should be a conveyor junction here or something. Like a pipe junction? I just put a conveyor junction there for now. I want my pipes to come down like so. They're going to pipe down in here. pipe forward until we get to here, and then it's just going to be... Unfortunately, we don't have, like, 45-degree piping. Oh, does that... Oh, no, the pipes thing here doesn't have that either. That would be awesome if they had, like, a 45-degree angle pipe. You know what I mean? We had a pipe that, say, started flat and ended up, like... It went 45 degrees and had a flat, but it was like a 45 degrees. So if you put the 45 degree pipes together, they would look like they're going at 45 degrees, but realistically they had nice faces. Maybe that would work. Maybe you just need like an entry, like flat to 45, and then a like repeating 45. Yeah, because that just is like a wiggle, 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 wiggle all the way down. That should work. We'll get the other side of this built up real quick. I want to do something here. I kind of want to make this like a little bit a bulge. Like I pop out a little bit, maybe. I can do something like this, and then I do this, and this. And then I can do a pipe out. And then I've got space here to put, like, I don't know, freaking giant turret if I want to. Like, bam, an artillery turret down in this space. I can put more beam blocks right here. Hold everything together. Beam block going across, sort of thing. I got a nice... Ooh, actually, that kind of looks good. Having a little bulbous little bit here. I could even do it on the inside as well. What if I did that? A little extra bit there. This here. And then the slopes there. I can even make those 2x1 slopes if I wanted to. There. And then the beam just continues downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Misplaced. We're getting a nice long arm to it. And ooh, I'm liking that. Maybe this is where we do a thing over to the next side. Like we go and do a beam this way that would match up over there somewhere, connect up to the next section. You know what I mean? I think that would work. But from here, we can just continue piping our way down to there, and then we can start moving back the other direction with sloped blocks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just need to get that slope on the underside of it. Ah, I'm out of steel plate. Whatever will I do? And then from here, we can just probably come in about another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not 100% sure of how far I want to come back in. This is getting me back in line here with... Where is this? If I am right here, if I'm aiming down at this block, and I spectator camera straight up, what do I go through? I go through this block here. Right? So if I go down through this block... Yeah, it looks like we're aligning there. So I'm thinking that's pretty good for the size, right? Like, even something like the warship, which is still over here, it in total is only like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like 13, 14, maybe max 15 blocks tall. But we have in total 14 plus 3 plus another 5. Like, we got tons of space. So the warship should be easily able to fit within this space. So I think in total, this is good in terms of overall size. The question is just how far do I want this little hook at the bottom to go? This is at 5 so far. I think I could take this a little bit further. I think I can take this more to like 7. And then we can also continue our conveyorage all the way down here, just so that we have access everywhere we need it. And then we got this coming out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we do a little 3x3 area here. Another little bulbous area. We do one more, a junction. And we do a little 3x3 zone. Ooh, that does give it like a little bit of like a... It kind of also almost looks like those UFO catchers that you have on like you go to a crane game and it tries to like pick up the prize and then drop it in the basket to win. It kind of looks like the arms from those. Well, that gives us a nice solid area here. Plus we've got conveyorage access there. And conveyorage access on the exterior here. So we can totally go like pipe, and then the exterior area down here would be perfect for turrets. Because I doubt I'm going to do anything else down there besides, you know, start blasting. And the exterior here, this could be docks for large ships. This is where the, say, the destroyer, the miner could go on a few of them. Maybe the ones that have the docking ports also have docks here. Maybe the ones that don't, like this, have turrets there. So that way I would have a few good large docks for the large ships, and then I could have bits of it that are for protection. But then also, I'm thinking we can put a connector sticking out like that on those sides. Nice little nipple sticking out. Potentially even putting a connector on the inside as well, so that I not only have access to it cargo-wise, but I could park something on the interior if I wanted to. Make it maybe a tiny bit more safe. I am tempted to try to go and dock this there right now to see what it looks like. Move this back into position here. Over top of the new docking spot. Bring it down. Let it align. Turn off our dampeners and let it settle on its connector. And give it a lock. There we go. And I don't think that is in the way of me expanding this. No, I should be able to pull the conveyors back through this section and such. Like the arms, the beams. Yeah, totally. Go right back through here. And we'll be able to meet up with this one when it comes down in the future. But yeah, potentially this thing, it doesn't really need to do this orientation either. It could be facing downwards too. Let's rotate this thing. Oh, that is looking amazing right there. Dock it up, turn off your dampeners. And there you go. That's the new parking spot. That's the new living for our little merchant ship thing. Oh, yeah. I think once we are fully built out with all of the arms, we've just done one so far, but we do all, what will this be now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 arms. Oh god, this is going to take me a while. Once we're done all 14 arms, we can bring the Prototech warship back into the center and use some of these connectors here, which we cut turrets off of because there's no point in having a turret inside the bay. We can have turrets on the exterior of the bay in the future. We can bring him into the center and get him all connected up there, and then have these little cruiser things that we found. We can set these up as drones, and we can put them, just like this guy, on the sides of the platform. And maybe that's platforms like Super Last Defense. Is that, oh god, an enemy's coming for the platform, and I can just release the 2 big drones right off the side of the ship, sort of thing. Oh, yeah. So there's a lot that happened today. A lot of building. We've got this new pressurized area of the ship at the front. This could be our new home, our new cockpit area, which also comes with a underneath little docking area, which we can be able to see the interior of our repair bay. And these new arms are going to give us a ton of more docking points, as well as some platforms, so we can start making small grid ships that we'll be able to place there. Like, for example, I have every single small grid Prototech component, right? I want to build a really highly advanced ship using all of the Prototech, and we've got all of it, so why don't we? Maybe even wait to get some more, like a second jump drive, or like a second thruster, or like another refinery, and we can make like the most badass small grid Prototech ship. But that is going to be it for now. We have a lot of work in order to build out the rest of this, so I got to get busy off camera. But you guys don't have to wait. You'll just see it in the next episode. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. Good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.